There's a rhythm to life that we often ignore, a quiet order unfolding beneath the chaos, a sacred timing that can't be rushed. But in today's world, where speed is everything and silence feels like failure, we've forgotten how to wait. We're told to hustle harder, move faster, and force results, even when the soil of our lives isn't ready to bloom. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Not every delay is a denial. Some delays are divine. Pressure will always whisper that you're behind, that your time is running out. Chapter 1. The illusion of falling. Behind, there's a specific kind of pressure that hits men the hardest. The pressure to be further along than we are. Society keeps a silent scoreboard. By 25, you should have it figured out. By 30, you should be stable. By 35, you better be successful. But here's what no one tells you. Those timelines aren't laws. They're illusions. One of the most dangerous lies a man can believe is that he's falling behind. We measure our lives against others, comparing our behind the scenes to their highlight reels. We see our friends getting married, starting businesses, buying homes, traveling the world, and we begin to panic. Why not me? We ask. What am I doing wrong? But what if the answer is nothing? What if the delay is not a sign of failure, but a sign of preparation? The bamboo tree found widely in Asia gives us a powerful lesson. When it's planted, it doesn't grow for the first 5 years. No sign of movement, no upward growth, just silent, invisible progress beneath the surface. Then suddenly in the 5th year, it shoots up over 80 feet in just 6 weeks. You see, during those 5 silent years, the bamboo is growing roots, deep, unshakable foundations that can support rapid growth when the time comes. That's divine timing. That's trusting the process. Too many men uproot themselves in year 4. They walk away from their purpose because it hasn't shown results yet. They abandon their calling because they've confused silence with failure. But silence is often where God speaks the loudest. It's in the stillness that your spirit gets trained. Let's talk about pressure. Pressure to be someone. Pressure to prove something. Pressure to keep up with people who don't even know who they are. But here's the truth. When you move with pressure, you become reactive. You chase shadows. You make emotional decisions that cost you peace. But when you move with purpose, rooted in patience, you create a life that's stable and strong. Lao Tzu, the ancient Chinese philosopher, said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." That's the kind of man you must become. A man who doesn't rush because he knows his time is coming. A man who doesn't chase because he understands that what's his will, find him. A man who doesn't break under pressure because his foundation runs deep. You must learn to quiet the noise of comparison. Social media will tempt you to measure your life in likes, views, and quick wins. But the truth is, none of that matters if you're not internally aligned. Success without roots is just speed toward collapse. Ask yourself, am I building a life that lasts, or just one that looks good right now? Divine timing requires trust. Trust in your effort, trust in the silence, trust in the slow days when nothing seems to be changing. That's when your inner strength is truly tested. Can you keep showing up when no one claps for you? Can you stay consistent when no one sees your effort? Can you keep your faith when your plans fall apart? Because that's when you're being shaped into the man who can handle the blessing when it arrives. Understand this, you are not late, you are becoming. Let others race ahead, let them chase speed. You're building something sacred, something solid, something unstoppable. Comment below, I'm not late, I'm in season. Chapter 2, delays are not denials, they're development. Let's be real. When a door closes, when a plan falls through, when everything we hoped for slips through our fingers, it feels personal. It feels like life is rejecting us, like we're being punished. But here's the wisdom that separates strong men from scattered ones. Delays are not denials, they're development. When you're being delayed, you're being disciplined. And that discipline is shaping your capacity, your emotional muscle, your mental endurance, your spiritual foundation. You might not be getting what you want right now, but you are becoming who you need to be, and that's far more valuable. Think about the process of forging a sword. In Japanese craftsmanship, a katana isn't made overnight. It's heated, hammered, cooled, and folded again and again, hundreds of times. The blacksmith doesn't panic when the blade isn't ready. He knows the process takes time. And when it's done, it's not just sharp, it's unbreakable. That's what divine timing does to a man. It breaks what's weak in you so what's strong can rise. If you got what you wanted too soon, it might destroy you. Some men pray for success but aren't ready for the pressure that comes with it. Others chase relationships, not knowing they still carry the emotional baggage of their past. We beg for the reward, but forget that without growth, the reward becomes a burden. There's a word in Eastern philosophy, wu wei, which means effortless action or non-forcing. It's the art of flowing with life instead of forcing outcomes. It teaches that the most powerful results come not when you push, but when you align. And alignment comes through preparation, through waiting, through becoming. Look at nature. The fruit doesn't ripen when you shout at it. The river doesn't flow faster when you panic. And your life, your destiny, isn't going to manifest on your timeline. It's going to arrive when you are truly ready. So many men waste years running from delay instead of learning from it. But if you looked deeper, you'd see that the delay was saving you. It was protecting you. It was building you. Remember Joseph from the ancient Hebrew story, sold by his brothers, imprisoned for years, forgotten by those he helped. But through every delay he was being positioned. When the time was right, not only was he released, he rose to lead a nation. You can't write that kind of story without divine timing. Your story is still unfolding. The chapter you're in may be confusing, quiet, or even painful, but it's not the end, it's just the construction zone. And the most beautiful buildings are the ones that take the longest to finish, because their foundation must carry greatness. Stop asking, why is it taking so long? And start asking, what is this season trying to teach me? Because when you begin to see the waiting season as a training season, everything changes. You become less anxious and more aware, less desperate and more disciplined. You stop chasing shortcuts and start mastering your own lane. There's a strength that only comes from holding the line when nothing's happening, from praying when there's no answer, from working when there's no applause, and from trusting the silence, because you know it's shaping you for something greater. Your delay is not a punishment, it's proof that you're being trusted with something bigger. Let it build you. Comment below. I grow in the waiting. Chapter 3. Peace is power, mastering stillness in a loud world. One of the greatest strengths a man can possess is the ability to stay calm while everything around him feels uncertain. In a world that rewards reaction, speed, and noise, stillness becomes a rare and powerful discipline. And yet stillness is uncomfortable. When the phone stops ringing, when the opportunities slow down, when progress feels invisible. In those moments, the mind screams, the heart races, and the pressure to do something, anything, becomes overwhelming. But here's the truth. Not every move is progress, and not every pause is failure. Most men try to outwork their discomfort. They chase validation to silence insecurity. They jump from plan to plan to avoid sitting with the fear that maybe, just maybe, they're not enough. But peace doesn't come from movement. Peace comes from alignment. When your thoughts, your values, and your purpose are all moving in the same direction. There's an old Zen proverb that says, sitting quietly, doing nothing, spring comes, and the grass grows by itself. It doesn't mean you do nothing with your life. It means you learn to trust that growth can happen even in silence, that some of your most important progress will not be visible to others. And that's okay. Men aren't taught this. We're told to fight, grind, prove, push. And yes, there is a time for that. But there is also a time to be still, a time to listen, a time to realign. Stillness doesn't mean weakness. It means you're no longer reacting to everything. You're observing. You're responding with wisdom instead of emotion. You're no longer moved by the chaos around you because you've found your center. Imagine a man going through a season where nothing seems to work. His business isn't growing, his relationships are strained, his confidence is low. Now most men will react by trying to force things, rushing into quick decisions, chasing fast fixes, spending money or energy recklessly. But the wise man will do something different. He'll pause, he'll journal, he'll meditate, he'll review his values, he'll re-establish his non-negotiables. In that pause, he begins to hear what the noise was drowning out. He realizes what truly matters. He reconnects with himself. And when he moves again, he moves with clarity, not confusion. That's the power of stillness. It prepares you to move with force when the time is right. In Eastern traditions, especially in Chinese philosophy, there's the concept of yin and yang. These two forces, action and rest, strength and softness, movement and stillness, must be in balance. A life without balance becomes burnout. And a man without peace becomes a slave to pressure. Peace is not passive. It's a power you carry into every room. It's the calm in your voice when others raise theirs. It's the stillness in your heart when life gets loud. It's the refusal to let temporary circumstances define your permanent identity. And here's the truth most men miss. Your greatest breakthroughs often come after your deepest stillness. Stillness helps you see clearly, hear deeply, act wisely. And in a noisy world that's constantly trying to rush you, a man who is grounded, who trusts divine timing, who moves only when it's time, that man becomes unshakable. So the next time you feel lost in the silence, remember, you're not being punished. You're being prepared. You're not stuck. You're being still, and that stillness, it's your superpower. Comment below. My peace is my power. Chapter 4. Your moment will come. But who will you be when it does? Every man wants his moment, the breakthrough, the blessing, the big opportunity that changes everything. But the real question isn't when your moment will come. The real question is, who will you be when it does? Because when the door finally opens, when the stage is set, when the opportunity shows up, you won't have time to get ready. You'll either be ready or you'll be overwhelmed. That's why divine timing matters. That's why the process matters. Because it's not just about getting what you want, it's about becoming the kind of man who can handle it, protect it, and multiply it without losing himself in the process. Let me be clear, if your moment showed up today, would your habits be strong enough to carry it? Would your discipline protect it? Would your character keep it? We often focus so much on the destination that we ignore the man we're becoming on the journey. But life doesn't reward wishes. It rewards preparation. The man who is faithful with little will be trusted with more. The man who builds in the dark will shine when the light comes. There's a saying in Eastern wisdom, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. But here's the deeper truth. When the man is ready, the moment arrives, not a second before. That's why you must master yourself before you master your results. You must train in the small things. Wake up when you say you will. Keep promises to yourself. Speak with purpose. Move with calm. Carry strength in your silence. These may seem small, but they shape the man who will be unshaken when everything finally arrives. Let's take the story of David, a shepherd boy, alone in the fields, protecting sheep while everyone else was chasing glory. No one saw him. No one praised him. But out there, in the silence, he learned how to fight lions. He learned how to endure. And when the time came for him to face a giant, he didn't need to prepare. He was prepared. That's what divine timing does. It gives you the space to become someone powerful in private, so you don't collapse in public. The world tells you to hurry, but purpose tells you to build. The world tells you to be known, but wisdom tells you to be grounded. Your moment is coming, not just to prove others wrong, but to prove to yourself that everything you endured made you stronger, wiser, more dangerous in the best way. And when it comes, it won't feel like luck. It will feel like confirmation. You'll say, this is what I was being prepared for. So don't curse the waiting, don't fight the silence, and don't doubt the process, because even now, unseen and uncelebrated, you are becoming. And when the time is right, the moment will arrive, and you won't have to chase it. It will find you, You don't need to force what's meant for you. You just need to become the man who's ready for it. Stay the course. Keep the faith. Trust the timing. Comment below. I'll be ready when it's my time.